Scorpio, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot, and we're going to start off with the astrology and then move into the cards. Yes, it is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Apply it to anywhere it applies to your chart. It's an energy reading, so it's coming to you at the time you're supposed to see it, whether it's 2 weeks or a year or 2 years after it's been uploaded. But I do upload new Scorpio videos every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And if you subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell, you'll get notified as soon as it's uploaded. So please consider that. Remember to like this video and share it on your social media platforms. And by all means, please comment below because, guys, you know I love to know what you think and how this energy is impacting you. I have a second YouTube channel. It's called Astrology Motivation, where you can join me for live chats as I do general tarot card reading Monday through Friday. So I hope you'll find me over there. And this video is always accompanied by an extended reading for those of you who want to continue the message with me. I invite you to join me. That link is below, or you can join my Unbound membership and get full access to all the extended readings for the life of your membership. The astrology this week is it's riveting, and it may become infuriating at points. Primarily, it's dominated by the trine that just started last week with Venus, and a trine as well to the North Node. Pluto has an interesting relationship to the North Node now for the next couple of weeks, and that interesting relationship is harmonious, as in, I want my new life to take over. I'm okay with the fact that things have to change. I'm open and kind of flowing into where I am headed and doing things in a different way. The interesting aspect that happens at the end of this week, around Thursday, is a square to Mars, which is quite cumbersome to carry. It's a heavy lift because that creates a lot of challenges when it comes to dealing with authority figures, as well as how you interact with other people, especially authority figures. So it's one thing to want something, and it's another thing to go after it. And absolutely, this is a good time it's going to be inevitable because you're ready to do so. But I want you to be prepared for different things happening inside of you that may make you so intent on getting this new thing started, especially where it comes to romance and relationships, because when that's flowing and Pluto and Venus are trine, they're very sensual and can get very obsessive really quickly. And that may mean, listen, and it's not just with romances, it's with finances too. You may make too much of something when it is too young. And I don't mean actually like an age of a person. I mean when something's new, it needs time to grow and not be smothered. But that square to Mars makes it difficult to not be insistent and put your will onto something and say, but I want this now. I want this official now. I want to know this now. I want to be certain now. And that is not going to go over well in situations that take more finesse. So this is time, and I think I said this a few weeks ago, this was time to plant the seed, and it's time to cultivate it. But it's not going to get you anywhere. In fact, it may destroy what you've planted if you stand over the flower and dig it up every day or every other hour to see, why aren't you growing yet? Why aren't you growing yet? Where are you? You have to have faith. And you have to let it happen. And there's still this beautiful sextile between Pluto and Neptune, which should make faith more accessible to you. And so to draw on faith or draw on breath, meditation, prayer is really going to help you right now. To any time you feel that heat rising inside of you. I need now. It's necessary now. Listen to me now. I'll do whatever it takes to get what I want. Anytime that kind of heat rises inside of you, realize it's killing the flower below. It's killing the seed below. And so whatever is going to help you stay cooler and not cold, but leveled and moderate. Doesn't mean don't go after what you love. It means every single time you take a step toward something, remember how new it is. Remember if it just started out, it's almost like you shouldn't hand a 50-pound suitcase to a 1-year-old. You know, you don't want to dump baggage on your new opportunities, because that 10 to 1 is going to squash the opportunities. And then you're going to, like, it's going to have a double effect of, oh, everybody hates me, or they don't want me, or I never get this opportunity, I never get this chance. Not when you throw everything at it. No. It's going to be a way of self-sabotage if that's what happens. So if it's fledgling, if it's new, if it's just begun, treat it like a precious infant. Like, treat it with like tenderly. Treat it and don't expect too much from it. Let it be young. Let it be new. And anytime you feel that heat growing inside of you, say a prayer. Say help. Take a breath. Like, just do whatever it takes to relieve that stress, because that's how you'll feel it as. And it'll come up as fear. It'll come up as, but I got to get this done now, or else, oh, I'll never see it. No, if you levy too much baggage on it now, you will never see it. And then you don't want to be there. So let's just think of this, how we avoid getting there. And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel that intensity. You're going to feel that fear. You're going to feel, well, if you don't want to do it my way, then forget about it. Okay, and that's going to put so much pressure, it's going to break. I'm just going to let you know, guys, know that. So what you got to do when you feel yourself saying something like that is, that's not a boundary. You know, that's control. That's trying to control a situation or somebody else. And ultimately, that's going to red flag them. And I think that's not really what you want, right? You want it to happen organically. So where's your clock coming from? Where's the rush? The sun is moving into Cancer on Tuesday or Wednesday. That means it's time for us to slow down. Anytime the sun enters a water sign, it's steamy, it's hot, it's dreamy. It's the dog days of summer right now. So don't put too much pressure on moving quickly. And just enjoy yourself the way that you did when you were a kid. And try to focus on the here and now. And for those times when you're starting to feel a little hot under the collar, and I've got to say, this square to Pluto is going to happen through July 8th. So it's like the first few weeks of summer that you're going to have to contend with this. But it's always the worst when it first drops, when that aspect first happens. And that's these first couple of days, like Thursday through the weekend. You're going to want to be really, really aware of where your mind's at, where your head's at, and cooling yourself down. Let's get into the cards. Scorpio. Because remember, guys, it means that there's a lot of opportunity. This is very pleasant and harmonious energy in the air right now. So there's a lot of opportunities that are coming your way. You don't want to squash them or suffocate them right away. You want to give them room to grow and see where they'll go organically. We have magic works through you, and it does, because as much as I have said about the astrology, you're in control. This is also Cancerian energy. So taking care of something, nurturing something, loving something enough to treat it motherly instead of like brutally. Treat it like a mother. Treat it with kindness and tenderness and care. And I don't just mean people, I mean opportunities. This is extremely important this week, especially. Magic works through you. That is really powerful energy conducting your future. And this is what it's all about for you right now. Plotting out, your future. Spirit has your back. You have mother-father energy here. I don't know what it is, but it's Cancer, Capricorn energy. So this could be, I don't know, we'll get into the cards, but Spirit has your back. Okay, let me just get into the cards. Be here now. Okay. Whatever happened in your past, you may be pushed. It may feel like what you experienced, mother, father, from your parenting, where you came from. You may feel pressure to not have that happen to you again, or not be that, or just pressures that you learned then. Be here now, looking here at the beautiful stuff right in front of you and the nuances or the differences of your life to your parents' life. Is going to be so imperative right now. Finding your presence without the past, without what you've been before. And then lay a solid foundation. This could even be that in some ways you are starting to build a new relationship with your parents or wherever you came from, with the people that you consider your family, building a new relationship with them based on who you are at this moment, not who you used to be. Being somebody completely different in the presence of our parents, which is a real turning point in your life, a maturation period, a maturity, like going into another stage of your life where you are more in control of your identity than anybody that came before you is. Lay a solid foundation. There may be something like building a home, having your parents move into your home with you, or moving into your home again with your parents, or it could just be something building right now in the process of building. But I feel like in terms of relationships, you are building formative relationships. If this is Virgo energy, you go slow and steady and take this pedantically day by day, which may be boring and it's going to be hard. With Pluto square to Mars, you're going to want to like jump on everything and you're going to feel that heat real hot underneath your skin, especially sexual energy, sexual tension. If whatever you can do, you can find a more playful way, a way to nurture or cultivate even intimate relationships slowly, this is going to help a great deal. And then we have truth transcends illusion. So something is in reverse here, which I don't really like. Surrender now, not giving over. This to me is an energy of somebody who doesn't want to see or believe the truth. And then we have let it shine, and somebody who is hiding something or doesn't understand their value yet. So let's talk about that, because that can be conflicting in how we want to move forward. But if we still have these self-beliefs, or even that somebody is in fact holding back from you and isn't ready, at the very least, there's something here, an opportunity here that is not ready, or that you still have trials or tests to go through. This could be different steps on an interview, right? This could be getting to know somebody new. Let it shine. You or they are not ready to like open up and be themselves around you. There's still a block here, and I think that is because there is a pressure. It's almost like somebody, it's like divided. Somebody feels like almost parented. Somebody feels like they're a child, and there's expectations being levied on them, and they don't like the treatment of that, and that's going to make them shut down. Truth transcends illusion. This is in reverse. So ultimately, it's hard to break through and see beyond the desire or the want or the lust or the dream. Surrender now, but it's in reverse. So refusing to give over. Maybe it's refuse to give over to this, I don't know, dream. Let it shine, peacock energy. It's almost like in some ways trying to repress or suppress. Trying to suppress this urge to jump into quickly to something that's illusionary or that you don't know a lot about. If it's you, it's either you or them, but somebody is reluctant. And listen, we all have a right to move at our own speed. If it was you, you wouldn't want to be pressured. Absolutely not. And if you're feeling pressured by somebody, then the answer is no. And let them know, I understand you're really excited about this, but for me, I need to do this, I need to do this, I have this obligation, I have this obligation. So please just know that's where I'm at right now, and I need to take more time. Somebody tells that to you, or somebody tries to tell that to you, this is not an insult, because we're already at different points in our life, and you don't have to be ready when somebody else is, and vice versa. And I think it's even harder when you're ready and somebody else isn't. right? It's like, well, why can't they just work it out and catch up with me? Because they're not there yet. And maybe they're not there yet because they're not who or what you're supposed to be with, right? It could just be a stepping stone because right now, Pluto is relearning, who am I? This is North Node energy, right? Trying to understand and do new things, and yet for some reason we're still leaning on the old way we used to do things, which is rush right in, and even though we don't know what we're dealing with, inject it with our own fantasies and try to make it what we need. Instead of figuring out maybe we shouldn't be trying to reprogram anything. If it's not for us, we should let it go and just wait for something that actually wants us, right? So it's almost like you can't start a new life using the same old things or ways that you used to use. You can't do it. You have to be actively doing things differently. And this is calling to just sort of let up a little bit. Somebody needs to be let up on. I don't know if it's you, I don't know if it's them, but ultimately it's like somebody needs to take the space that they need and assert themselves. Not even assertively, assert themselves confidently. Confidently, use your confidence to assert yourself and say, okay, well, step by step, especially if you get into conversations with superiors, like a board that you're going in front of or whatever, or somebody that really means a lot to you, like, oh, I really want this to work out, right? There's just a sense of you have to resist telling them whatever they want to hear just to get the answer that you want. You have to first ask, is this really what I want? It's like I'm interviewing them and they're interviewing me, right? When we're going on our first date, I'm not trying to figure out what they want so I can say it back to them. I'm going to be me to see if they are right? That's the thing. And to let everybody move at their own pace. Okay, so this is fundamental for this week. Something is still kind of hidden. What is this? Maybe we can get a little bit more closely. Okay, this is Aquarius energy. Libra and Aquarius. This is air energy. This is air energy, taking things lightly. Now, Libra is all about fine balance and beauty. And Aquarius is all about giving and doing, and maybe doing a little bit too much for everyone else. But telling the truth and being honest and being optimistic and seeing the altruism in a situation. I need clarification though. Why would those cards come out? Adjustments are required. This is about trying to be whatever somebody wants you to be. And that's where the adjustments have to be kind of made, right? Or trying to remake somebody to be whatever you want them to be. And that's where the adjustments have to be made. You don't meet a person and say, I'm going to mold them into what looks like what I want. You meet a person and accept who they are and decide whether or not this is what I want, this is what I don't want. And that goes for jobs as well. I want to read this Aquarius card because I know that I need to. I know that I need to read it to you. You don't have to take on the world by yourself. Seek friends and alliances that are awake and inventive with a similar desire to serve a higher cause. Despite appearances to the contrary, the important thing is that you share the same goals, focused on a conscious vision of the future. You made a choice to incarnate now. Look for altruistic ways to do your part. Be willing to generously share valuable resources that are in short supply. Maintain a positive outlook with a focus on unity, friendliness, and the wonderful opportunities ahead. When love lights the way forward, everyone wins. And when they mean love there, they're not talking about romance. They mean brotherly love, sisterly love. They mean friendship. Now, this is what the red flag is here. Adjustments are required because there's somebody that you're dealing with. Friend, lover, opportunity that they don't want to move in the direction you want to move. They're not ready, and they're not telling you. And the reason why they're not telling you is because you're really enthusiastic or really exuberant about it. Now, ultimately, in some ways, you probably already know, because you can feel it. There's no way anybody can hide anything from a Scorpio. The problem is a Scorpio can hide something from a Scorpio. And a lot of the times that's the truth. And the reason why is because, but I want this, so I'm going to exploit the shit out of it and use it and go with it and then make myself miserable and other people miserable too. Listen, because somebody is not ready, and ultimately you can push them right into them saying yes if they don't have the self-esteem to speak up for themselves. And it looks like you're dealing with somebody like that now. That is not going to lead you into a good situation. It's going to lead you into... This is especially probably happening with partnerships. So this is something one-on-one going on between you and, I don't know if it's a love interest or a friendship, because with Libra it would be a love interest. Love interest, friendship, some kind of intimate connection. I want this so bad, I want this so bad, I want this so bad. They don't. And I'm not saying they don't want you at all. I am absolutely saying that they are not where you are and don't want the exact same things as you do. Pushing too hard on them is going to... It doesn't say anything right now. It's saying adjustments are required. But we're going to get into the extended reading because I'm going to pull out more about who this person is and what's really going on inside them. So please join me. The link is below, and I'll see you guys there.